So good afternoon, friends. Today, in this video, let us discuss about the consequence of bugs. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions, Macharla. This is Arvind Egreddy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So in our previous lecture, we have discussed about the different optimistic notations about the bugs. So we have seen Benjamin bug hypothesis, bug locality hypothesis, control bug dominance, code or data separation, Linga-Salvator estimations, corrections abide, silver bullets, sadism suffices, and angelic testers. And we have seen the different tests. The different tests what we can perform is unit and component testing, integration testing, and system testings. So there we have seen that these tests are the formal procedures where the inputs must be prepared and output should be predicted and test should be documented. Here we need to execute the commands and the results need to be observed. So this is the testing procedure what we follow. So here we have three different kinds of testings where the typical software systems they use. One is unit and component testing, integration testing, and system testing. Then we have seen what is the role of models. That is the art of testing, which consists of creating, selecting, exploring, and revising the models. Then we have studied about what is playing pool and consulting oracles, and we have seen that what is the oracle. So here, as we know that this oracle is different from the oracle we are discussing here. So here the oracle is any program or a process or a body of the data that specifies the expected outcome for an set of tests that are being applied to an test object. So we will have some test conditions, what is the input and what should be the output. So those things are being documented, and those documents we call it as an oracles. Because the person whoever do the testing, he will be an external person without any knowledge. So here, if we are providing the test results in the form of documents, so that the tester, what he can do is, so he will give the input and he will observe whether that particular output is coming or not. So here we see kiddie testing. So we know that kiddie testing, we have two types of testings. One is kiddie testing and real-time testing or real pool. So in kiddie pool, where the tester will give the test input and will be waiting for the output to come. Whereas in a real pool, he will do testing, but he will not wait for the output. He will think that he will assume that the results will come. So there is a huge difference between the kiddie pool and the real pool. And here in the source of oracle, the documents what we are gathering for the test results will come through kiddie testing, regression test suits, purchased suits, and oracles, and existing programs. And we also have discussed is complete testing possible? As we know that complete testing is never possible, because whenever we do testing, so we can do testing based on the functional testing, or we can do tests based on the structural testing, or we can do testing based on the formal proofs and correctness. In all these three cases, so it is practically impossible, not only practically, theoretically also impossible to correct or to rectify all the type of bugs. So we can conclude that the complete testing in the sense of a proof is neither theoretically nor practically possible, because there are certain theoretical barriers for complete testing. We can never be sure that the specifications are correct, or no verification system can verify every correct program, or we can never be certain that the verification system is correct. So now let us see the consequence of bugs. So before going into the consequence of bugs, let us see what is the importance of bugs. So here the importance of bugs, they depend on frequency, they depend on correction cost, installation cost, and the consequences. So what is this frequency? See, frequency is the one, how often does that particular kind of bug occurs. We have to pay more attention to the more frequent bug types. Next, correction cost. So whenever we have to find out the correction cost, what does it cost to correct that bug after it is been found? That is what is called as correction cost. So here the cost is sum of two factors. One is the cost of discovery and the cost of correction. So these costs go upon dynamically later in the development cycle when the bug is discovered, because the correction cost always depends on the system size. Next, third one is installation cost. So here the installation cost depends on the number of installations. So here, whether we are going to install the program in a one single system or multiple systems, where we are installing, whether we are installing the software in the server or individually in each and every system of the organization. So here depends on how many programs, how many systems we are installing. So here fixing one bug and distributing the fix could exceed the entire system development cost. Next, what are the different consequences? So what are the consequences of the bug? Bug consequences can range from mild to catastrophic. So here the reason of metric for bugs importance is equal to frequency into correction cost plus installation cost plus consequences. So here let us see what is the consequence of bugs. So here the consequence of a bug can be measured in terms of human rather than machine. So some consequences of a bug on a scale of 1 to 10, what we can say is a mild bug. So here the symptoms of the bug which are mild often to be gentle. So they will be asymptotically caused because of misspelled output or mislegend printout. Next, moderate bugs. So here these outputs are misleading or they are redundant. So here the bug impacts the system's performance. Such kind of bugs we call them as an moderate bugs. And the third type of bugs are annoying bugs. So these annoying bugs, the system's behavior of the bug is dehumanizing. That is, example, names are truncated, arbitrarily modified. So such kind of bugs we call them as an annoying bugs. Next, some bugs, they are disturbing. So it refuses to handle legitimate transactions. That is, they refuse to handle the authorized or legal transactions. So here the ATM won't give you money. So here saying that see when you put your card in the ATM machine, so the card may be declined or declared invalid card, even though your card has got validity. So such a kind of bugs are called as an disturbing bugs. And some bugs, they are serious bugs. So these bugs, we call it as serious because they lose track of its transactions. Not just the transactions itself, but the fact that these transactions occurred because the accountability is lost. So such kind of bugs, we call them as serious bugs. Then we have very serious bugs. So these bugs cause the system to do the wrong transactions. So instead of losing your paycheck, the system credits it to another account or converts the deposit to withdrawals. Such kind of bugs, we call it as very serious. Or some bugs, they are extreme bugs. So the problems are not limited to few users or few transaction types. They are frequent and arbitrary or unusual cases. For unusual cases, such a kind of bugs, we call them as an extreme bugs. Next, intolerable bugs. So here these are intolerable because long-term unrecoverable corruptions of the database occurs and the corruption is not easily discovered. So here serious consideration is given to shutting the system down. Such bugs, what we call them as intolerable. And next, ninth type of bug is catastrophic. So here the decision to shut down is taken out of our hands because the system fails. So entire system gets fails. So there is no other alternative than shutting down the entire system. So again, to pick up or to boot the system, it takes a lot of time. Such kind of bugs we called as an catastrophic bugs. Next, and the last, infectious bugs. So what can be worse than failing the system? So one that corrupts other systems, even though it does not fall in itself, and that erodes the social physical environment, that melts in nuclear reactors and starts war. So such kind of bugs we call them as an infectious bugs. So let us see what is flexible severity rather than absolute. So here the quality can be measured as a combination of factors based on which the number of bugs and their severity is only one component. So many organizations have designed and used satisfactory quantitative, qualitative metrics because bugs and their symptoms play a significant role in such metrics. As a testing progresses, we can see the quality rise to a responsible value which is deemed to be safe to ship the product. So here the different factors that are involved in bug severity are correction cost. So not so important because the catastrophic bugs may be corrected easier and small bugs may take major time to debug. So here bug severity also depends on the context and application dependency. So here our severity depends on the context and the application in which it is being used. And creating cultural dependency, one more severity. So what's important which depends on the creator of the software and their cultural aspirations. So here test tool vendors are more sensitive about the bugs in their software than game software vendors. Next, one more severity depends on users' cultural dependency. So here severity which also depends on the user's culture. So Navi users of the PC software go crazy over bugs, whereas pros may just ignore. If it is your personal computer, such bugs, if they come, you may ignore. But whereas in case of Navi users of PC software, they go crazy over even for a small bug. And next, the severity depends on the software development phase. So here severity depends on the development phase. Any bug gets more severe as it goes closer to the field use. And more severe the longer it has been around. So this severity basically depends on the where we are going to encounter this bug. So severity here depends on several factors. So I hope you understood the consequence of bugs. So in our next video, let us discuss about the taxonomy of bugs. So that's all for now. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Thank you.